So, for anybody that's brand new, I would love it, or even if you're not brand new, if you have any other information that you may have heard directly online and you would like to inform everybody else, please leave that in the comment section below. So, again, at any point in time, feel free to leave a comment about how you feel, your observations, and if you may have heard any new information from this video.
Hi, White Woman Cop here. I just want to talk about Sonya Massey. I've been in law enforcement 7 years and I have seen a lot of fucking bullshit. And I'm telling you right now, that video of that officer unaliving that poor woman is fucking disgusting. As a cop, I am completely disgusted with not only my duty and my profession right now, but all my other law enforcement officers who are refusing to speak out against this. I mean, this goes beyond a law enforcement. This goes to a humanity factor. This officer went into the situation wanting to kill someone. Why are there not more officers speaking out against this? That is not what I signed up to do this job for. And any cop that does not speak out against this is just as guilty. In fact, we should be the first ones speaking out against our own people that are doing this stuff. This is murder. Yeah, it's murder. When I signed up to be a law enforcement officer, it was to protect and serve my community. It was to get to know my community. It was to help my community, to better my community, to make sure my people were safe. That's why I signed up. So you're telling me right now that a pot of boiling water is a threat to you? That's I cannot fathom. Because again, this wasn't about a woman with a pot, was it? This was a race-related issue. I'm absolutely disgusted. Disgusted. I'm so sorry. Sonya Massey deserved better, and I will say her name. Justice for Sonya Massey. We failed you. As law enforcement, we absolutely failed you. We failed your family. We just failed. Some days I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this system. Because I care about people and I want to help people. I do not want to harm anyone. And if you go into this profession with some idea of grandeur, like you want to be a hero, you don't need to be here. And now all the work that us good officers do to try to bring our community together to make them not fear us, well, guess what? It's all gone because of that asshole. And I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to make him famous. He's nobody. He's dirt underneath my boot.
Now, I know everybody on TikTok is talking about the tragic unaliving of Sonya Massey by the police in Springfield, Illinois. But did y'all know that her 4-year-old cousin, Terrell Miller, was also unalived by police in March? In fact, the day after Sonya Massey's body cam footage came out, it was announced that the police officer that shot and unalived Terrell Miller was not going to be facing any charges or discipline. They are using Sonya Massey to cover up this announcement. Nick Gawk also did not attempt to do any first aid on the 4-year-old that he had just unalived in the chest. And here's the thing, Lieutenant Nick Gawk also knew Terrell's mother. He had been trying for years to hassle her. Here's what happened that night. On March 16th, Terrell's mother's highly intoxicated ex-boyfriend strong-armed his way into their home, telling her that if he couldn't have her, nobody could. He proceeded to spend hours essaying her at knife point. When the police were finally called, they spent 10 minutes outside of the door, not attempting to come in. Lieutenant Nick Gawk was the superior on scene who made that call. When they finally broke down the door, they found Kiana on the floor in a puddle of her own blood. She started screaming, "Save my baby! Save my baby!" At that point, when she said that, he held the weapon to her, the woman bleeding out on the floor. Instead of neutralizing the man holding a knife, they let him walk across the room into the child's bedroom. When he appeared, he was holding 4-year-old Terrell Miller in his arms with a knife against his throat and against his stomach. And with no regard for the child's safety, Nick Gawk fired through Terrell, unaliving both he and the perpetrator in one bullet. The body cams will be released next week, probably Monday. When Kiana woke up in the hospital, she was informed that her son did not make it. She then had to recover from 27 incisions from that knife. There will be a protest in Macomb Monday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sonya Massey's killer is in prison. Terrell's killer is not. And I'm going to be covering this story hard this week, so please say Terrell's name for Sonya's sake.
In case you start to feel bad for Officer Grayson's partner, the guy that also drew his gun and watched Sonya Massey get her head blown off, if you start to feel bad for that guy and say, oh, he's going to have PTSD, I hope his family supports him, listen to the call that they made afterwards reporting the shooting, and he also reported that it was self-inflicted. If there wasn't proof or evidence, if he didn't know for a fact that his partner was going to be guilty, he absolutely was about to have his partner's back and say, no, this was just another black woman that killed herself. I guarantee you, if I saw someone, one of my coworkers, kill someone, I'm flipping on them like that. 1 second. Goodbye. See you, Cheryl. I have no loyalty amongst coworkers, especially if I watch you murder someone that just said, hey, I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here. And 30 seconds later, you murder them. And then you're going to get on the phone with the cops or on the phone with someone, a first responder, and you're going to say, yep, self-inflicted. Yep, she killed herself. I don't feel bad for his partner at all. His partner absolutely should go to jail too, and I'm pretty positive it's illegal to report false happenings at a crime scene like that, especially as a cop. Don't feel bad for the
Reporting of the night of 36-year-old Sonya Massey's death revealed an apparent attempt by police to cover up the unlawful incident, telling dispatch that the shot that was fired was self-inflicted. Police audio revealing a conversation between the dispatcher and an officer on the scene indicated that one of the law enforcement officials lied and stated that the multiple wounds to her face were self-inflicted. That statement is drastically different from the body cam footage, which was released this week, showing the mother of two being compliant and calm during the encounter. Dispatch asks for confirmation, to which the responding officer repeats his lie again, stating self-inflicted. The damning new evidence coincides with the suspicious and misleading information cops provided to health care workers after they transported Sonya to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. The family stated that police told the loved ones, that either taken out by a home invader or took her own life. Quote, they tried to make me believe that a neighbor did it. And that was stated by Jamie Crawford Jr., Massey's former partner and father of one of her children, who added that officers lied to nurses at the hospital, telling them that Miss Massey had ended her own life. Quote, how do you get that confused? A doctor eventually confirmed that Sonya's deceasement was not her offing herself, but rather a homicide, sparking an investigation by law enforcement officials who classified it as a police incident. So let me know what you guys feel about this information, because again, this is quite a lot. And I feel like we might have some more stuff missing as well, because like I said, it's pretty interesting that the cops would want to say that it's self-inflicted, knowing the fact that it wasn't. She had a pot of water. So how would she do this? We're looking at the body cam footage. We know where the shot specifically came from. So how do you decide to state to a dispatcher that it's self-inflicted? How do you then decide to tell the nurses at the hospitals it's self-inflicted? Then how do you decide to also tell the families that, hey, it's either one of two things, an intruder or self-inflicted? How do you lie that many times? And we have the full body cam video right here. Now, I would love to hear how a lot of people are going to try to justify that lie. You're not going to tell me, oh, well, the adrenaline is rushing, words got confused, they deal with this type of thing 24/7, 72 hours a day. They barely get any type of rest because they got to protect the serve and a lot of people try to find a way to justify this. And if you're going to try to say that they work long hours, well, that means that they should stop trying to do overtime. They should stop trying to, quote unquote, overwork, and they should actually take vacation. They should actually take days off. They should actually spend some time directly with themselves and recoup and come back renewed and refreshed, instead of trying to grind and continuously be there and and be on coffee and be on roids and all these other types of things. And then you have incidences like this. But again, something that I want to harken back to of what I used to do videos on. LA is famous for let's say like the banditos or the executioners. If you don't know what those are police gangs. If you look directly at that officer who took the life of Miss Massey, he has tattoos. It used to be a point in time where tattoos were frowned upon when people were in law enforcement. Those were things that you just did not show off because normally, what do police say? That if somebody's wearing tattoos, they have a sleeve, it's usually gang related. So if we're going to use that same knowledge base that or the same statement that police normally use, let's apply that to the cops. And what does that then mean? With their logic, that means that any cop that you see with tattoos, those identifying symbols, that means that they're more than likely in a gang as well too. So I'm just putting that directly out there, just in case people forgot. So again, for all of those out there that say, "Oh, back to blue," you're also backing gang members. I just want you to understand that they're legally and I guess you could say justifiably able within the law to take lives. This is what they do legally. So, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about everything that you were able to hear in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.